here to the West Shore, and you know, it may be overstatement to say that it's, you know, attracting to the West Shore. This facility ultimately will be a regional facility of great and substantial import to the entire capital region, and I would venture to say to the entire island. So, to the previous question about attracting national training programs, that's been under discussion at length. We've had lengthy discussions with Swim Canada, with Soccer Canada, with the rugby people, and we very much want to do everything we can to create facilities here that will attract national training programs, because we feel that if the youth of the community have a place where they can go and see their heroes in action and training and playing, it's going to encourage them to become much further involved. It should encourage growth in the amateur level of sports throughout the region. That should encourage, again, the evolution of more tournaments, meets, events around these facilities. So that's certainly part of our thinking, and a lot of those discussions have taken place today.
Two questions. Will BMX track be affected at all by new development? And two, where are the 10,000 people going to park?
First of all, BMX track is not affected by the new development. It's on a separate site, and they can all fit in together in a cooperative fashion. As far as parking, we are working on developing an area where we can provide more parking, because that would be part of what we would do is need more parking. You know, we need more parking now. We're aware of that. We are in some preliminary discussions with other levels of government in regard to some of their lands that may be available to look at the possibility of parking. So,
where kind of that area back in there? Or
well, a number, yes, back in there would be a good site, as close to the facility as we could possibly get it. And those are promising, of course, and that will come forward as part of the feasibility study in the spring as well.
We're talking about D&D lines when we point back there?
Yes.
I should mention also that part of our discussions with national team programs has included cycling accessibility as well.
What's the earliest this might happen?
Well, we've talked about that. Obviously, that's going to be a function of the results of our feasibility study. But what we hope to see is that this entire facility might be complete prior to 2010. So 4 years after.
Now, was it always artificially based? I mean, if you're trying to track soccer events, they usually want to play in the grass. So is
Well, we've had discussions with Soccer Canada about this facility in terms of them locating one of their training programs here in the West Shore. They're very optimistic about it, and they signed off on the fact that field turf is internationally accepted now for soccer events.
This facility is all contingent on getting some sort of a host tenant to the arenas like a hockey team.
It's not contingent on it, but we certainly hope that we will be home to a variety of different local club teams and national programs as well.
So Peter, just a question in terms of going back to what Bob said, is one of the things we want to do is be able to keep people in the West Shore when they come here and not for them to go live downtown. Is there any concept of sort of partnering this with a hotel complex? Because what we're trying to do is keep the people here, and I think there's a great advantage and a synergy if that approach was used. But at the same time, I realize you don't want to open your scope of your project up too much.
Well, no, and one of the things that our economic